Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the third episode of Hair Protocol Project podcast. Today, I'm here with Raluca.
Hi, beauties, and we are here in the International Laboratory of Rural Innovation.
Yes, we are, and we are celebrating March. As you know, March is, there are some birds outside. March is a month dedicated to women. Therefore, we have a couple of questions to each other to talk about what it means to be a woman and a mother in today's society. So maybe, Raluca, can you start with your questions?
Yes, of course. And the first one, are you ready?
I am ready.
When you think about womanhood, what's the first word that comes to your heart?
Womanhood, I think I would say, actually the first word would be heart, which is very, very strange because you've asked that in the question. But I think women are all about love and care and emotion and passion. So I think woman equals a heart.
I love the answer. So, the next one. Who was the first strong woman you remember looking up to?
This is actually an excellent question. I think like every little girl has that role model.
Sure.
Yeah. In my case, it was my grandmother, and she was amazing. She was this very strong, independent woman. She has raised 3 kids on her own, and in times where, yeah, it was much tougher than it is today, I presume. So she's definitely the person I'm looking up to, and yeah, she's no longer with us anymore, unfortunately. But if she hears that, kudos to her. So I love you, Grandma, and you are excellent.
How has being Polish shaped the woman you are today?
Yes, actually, we were talking about the questions with Raluca the other day, and I thought that this is an important question because a lot of women from my country can relate. I was 16 when I left Poland, so I'm not sure if, my answer is going to relate with every single Polish woman.
It's not the case in general,
I'm sure it's not the case in general. But I think it's important because the place that nurtured you, and when you were a child and you grow up around certain culture and people, it does shape you as a person.
Yes.
I am definitely Polish in many ways. And I think we want to talk about womanhood, but also we want to talk about our businesses and being a mom. So I'm definitely a Polish mom, which has we cook, rosół, which is like the special soup when you're sick, and we are very protective and overprotective. And so in that way, I'm very Polish. In terms of the career life, I would say maybe I'm not sure how that differs, like the culture in work environment, because I haven't worked with Polish people at all actually in my life. But I'm guessing it shows in my characteristics. I am not very patient. I'm sure. I've never met. There you go. But I've never met a patient Polish person, to be honest. So I'm guessing that could be something to do with the culture. And also, I love to do a lot of things in a short period of time. That we laugh with my boyfriend, with my friends, that this is the Polish way of doing things. So I'm guessing it shaped me in that sense. But also, I'm very hardworking. It could be that I was raised in an environment that you had to study, you had to show the best of yourself to the world. And my parents were very ambitious and demanding. I'm guessing could be a bit of a Polish trait, I don't know. So I guess that's about that. And I've enjoyed growing up in Poland. I have a lot of fond memories about the culture, about the people.
What is it like being a woman in marketing tech?
Thanks, Raluca. Excellent question. It's amazing to be working in a marketing field as a woman because there's just so many of us there. There's a lot of women who are marketing leads that I've worked with, and we understand each other. We communicate very well. I love working with women because we have this incredible sixth sense in terms of communicating to the public. But I'm guessing, of course, I mean, there are some great men in marketing as well. But yeah, it's amazing. I feel that women support each other in that field, and we understand each other a lot. So yeah, I'm very happy to be doing my job and have the colleagues being females and talk about not only work but also our daily lives as women, as professional women, and supporting each other in that way.
How do you balance ambition with motherhood?
Can anyone balance that?
I don't think so, but we can try. At least we can try.
I say, I think the older I get, the less ambitious I am, to be honest. I think, same. Maybe many women can relate to that. I feel that my life priorities are slowly changing. My first child, she's 18 at the moment, so...
You don't look like, you have...
18-year-old.
Yes.
Yes. She's, when I had her when I was 26, and my life was very much career-oriented at that point. So it was always like... I have to admit that she was on like a second plan in a way, because I had to make it, that started slowly changing. When she was maybe 5 or 6, I said to myself, well, yes, okay, I'm a mom. Primarily, I have to take care of my child, and the hours from 9 to 5 were very hard because I was living in London. I mean, I was living in South End, but I was commuting to London, and that meant getting up at like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then staying there and working until 6 o'clock, and coming back home would be 7, 8. I mean, that just wasn't for me anymore. So I have decided to open my own business. And I think this is how I've managed to make this work, because she was going to school, I would be dropping her off to school, then I would come home, open my laptop. I have opened my first marketing agency at that point, and it was excellent. I had incredible clients, and I could just work around my and her schedule. But I was still very ambitious. So she went to sleep, I'll continue working. And then, of course, in the morning, I wasn't able to wake up, but I did. I still managed. But I didn't have to go to London. And I hadn't, this commute time was my time and her time in the morning. So that was very good. So I was lucky in that department. However, now, I was still very, very ambitious. I was taking on every single project, having those big dreams. However, now I have a 6-year-old son, and Suri is 18, so she's at the uni. She doesn't need me anymore that much. She calls me, but, So I have this little 6-year-old, and things are a little bit different. He's the priority, and my ambitions are, yes, they are still there, but I feel that maybe my time with him is more precious even, and I try to, I try to stay ambitious and motivate myself, and sometimes I do work late as I used to, and I have those goals and dreams, but it would never be the same as it was when I was in my 30s. I will never sacrifice certain things for my ambitions. So I think that changed inside of me,
I feel you. So what would you tell young women entering business today? I think that you kind of...
Entering business,
yes.
Like their own businesses?
Yes.
Yeah, I think today we are very lucky in one way. We have AI, which helps us a lot with certain tasks, So I think that's really, really good. Also, there is more and more women that are business women, that are business owners. And we understand each other perfectly, even in terms of like this balancing our lives, our duties as wives or mothers. I would say go for it. Definitely go for it. Be bold.
Oh, yes.
Be bold. You have to make sure that you engage your partner in all these responsibilities that we have.
Household, right?
Running the household together. That's something that's very important. Go for your dreams, but you need a team. Get your team motivated as you are. Yes, and just don't be afraid. Just go for it. And as I said, it's easier to be a mom when you have your own business. It's so much easier in some ways. If you have this financial stability, I would say go for it. Be a business person. Open a business. Thrive as a businesswoman.
The next question, what's something about womanhood no one prepared you for?
What is something about womanhood? Yeah. There's just so many things my mother hasn't prepared me for. She hasn't prepared me at all. I don't know how discreet can I be, but my mother never talked about what it means to be a woman in the world. We never had those deep conversations in terms of, she was not like just find yourself a husband and that's it. Not at all. But we just never had that connection with my mom. What really I wasn't prepared for was that men make more money.
Yeah.
That is something that I don't understand. That usually the positions that are well paid that I have noticed go to men. They make more money. And there is so many research out there showing that fact. That surprised me a lot. So no matter, we both work the same, we work hard, but somehow in the environment of corporations or the business arena, men are the ones who are mostly on the top. Yes, they take the top positions. So this is the part of the more professional part of that womanhood question that you asked, that I am surprised how is that, and of course we can have a deeper conversation about it because there are just so many factors, but I have noticed that the positions that are more and well paid are usually occupied by men.
When do you feel most powerful and when do you feel most vulnerable as a woman?
Okay, so this is a very good question. We can go into many directions with that, but definitely I feel that us as women, we have a monthly cycle that it takes us full months to really recover from things. Our body is communicating with us. I have certain times in my cycle that I feel more powerful that probably every woman knows. So that definitely plays a role. But also I also feel very powerful when I am a mom. And there are some moments in my life that I appreciate that duty so much. I can create a life. I can create a human being and just make sure that this human being brings something positive to our lives, to everybody's lives, right? So just creating the change makes me feel very powerful as a woman.
What do you hope your daughter learns from watching you work?
When Suri was little, she was 6 years old, or 7 even. Yeah, when I started my business, she would be, if I didn't have a babysitter and there was no way I can leave her at home, she would come with me to work. She would be on a train taking notes. And of course, some of them were silly, But she has learned already what it is to show up. I think this is very important. Yes. in any business, just to show up, and to be disciplined about it. If you have a goal, no matter what happens, if you fall 20 times, show up. And I think she's learned that very well from me, from the experiences. No matter how hard it was, I never gave up on certain things, and she saw that. So I think That's really good. I'm proud of that she has that part imprinted in her.
I've met Suri, and for real, she's amazing.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing.
And the last question is, what is one message you want to share with women watching this podcast?
I think this message would be, this podcast is not really, why we are doing this with Raluca, it's really not totally about us. We want to help you to open up, and we are trying to open up ourselves to the world and to especially women's communities. My message would be, don't be afraid to speak about what it is like to be a woman in work and at home. Just have that voice, and I think this is the message that that I'm trying to send.
Thank you, Anita. And now, my turn, right?
Yes. Okay, so right now, ladies, we will ask similar questions to Raluca. Let's see if we can get some wonderful answers out of her. So Raluca, the first one, I will repeat the same question that you have asked me. When you think about womanhood, what is the first word that comes to your mind?
Resilience. Because I think that I have built my entire life based on this idea that if I can't show up for myself every single day, even when I have these hard times, it's like, what's the point of everything? So resilience and maybe a mix of strength and vulnerability.
Super, great. Thank you for the answer. Yes, definitely. I understand. It was similar that we talked about, like, if you want to teach your daughter something, what would you teach her? I would say definitely that. Because women are multitasking, right? Also, okay, so there will be another question coming, which is also similar to one of the ones that you have asked me. It's about if you were to describe your first woman that you remember that you looked up to, who would that be?
My mother, and not because she's my mother, but because she had a very difficult life, but she managed to always overcome her insecurities and fears and shortcomings, and she fought. She fought for herself, for us, for her kids. She has 4 kids. And she started from scratch for so many times. And the idea is that it is both a blessing and a curse to have a mother like this. A blessing because, of course, I'm a tough woman, I was raised by a tough woman, and I'm like that. But the curse is that when you think that you are so powerful and that you can do it, all by yourself, it is very hard to ask for help.
Yes, that's very true.
So this is my curse. So I'm very grateful for having this amazing mother, but at the same time, I feel like, and I'm talking to my mother sometimes, and I tell her, I grew up being tough and feeling like, I'm strong and I can do it. And I can do it, but I don't have to do it all by myself, So it's tricky. But yes, my mother is my role model.
So with all that, do you also think that a part of who you are is shaped by the culture, like your roots being Romanian? What exactly you think is a part of you that speaks that all the time? And do you think that kind of shaped who you are, being born in Romania?
Actually, this is a great question for me because my generation, well, I can't speak, on behalf of every Romanian from my generation, but many of us, we grew up during some difficult times. So our childhood wasn't that's nice and colorful and so on. So we had to learn harder, work harder, prove harder, and this means that we had to develop some special skills. And yes. So this is where the resilience comes from, of course. And we are fighters, It's like, I know that life isn't easy, but I don't give up. And I will go in order to achieve that goal, that dream, So yes, being Romanian is, including now, is helping me, Now I'm living in Spain, and I can hear a lot of naysayers here in Spain, and well, it doesn't really matter where you are living, It's Spain, it's Romania, it's Poland, it's whatever. You are going to meet so many naysayers, and they are going to tell you, you can't do that, It's impossible. So for me, coming from Romania,
it's possible.
Yes, I know it's possible, or at least I'm going to try. So let me try, and maybe I will prove you wrong, So yes, I'm very proud of my roots.
So Raluca, coming back to our everyday life, we have mentioned that we have overcome certain difficulties in life, and a lot of women like us are fighters, and to be a woman is to be resilient, loving, caring. But today, in everyday life, what do you find difficult at the moment as a woman? What is difficult at the moment for you? What kind of difficulties you wish you would not have?
Actually, I have this toxic trait. I believe that every woman should be kind and empathetic and supportive to other women, But of course, when reality hits, and I realize that this is not the case for so many women, I tend to suffer a lot.
You mean seeing that women are not supportive?
Yes, many of them. So many of them. And, nowadays, the reality for so many women is not what we want to be, because we fought to have rights, and we don't want to be more than men are. We want equality. But nowadays, I think that this doesn't happen anymore. And I use social media a lot, and I can see that so many women are fighting against feminism, and it's crazy, because we need feminism. We still need to prove that we are smart enough, we are capable enough, we are powerful enough. And when you notice that there are women who are literally hating other women, it's tough,
Yes. Yes, I do agree with you. We have parts to play in the society, and even if a lot of women are saying that we should stay at home, raise the children, support the man, create family unity, and this is the only thing we should be doing, it's not wrong, but I'm saying everyone should have that choice.
Exactly, it's about choice.
Yes, it's about choice and about respecting somebody else's choices. And I think it goes not only for women, but I think in general in the world. But I do agree that women should support each other, because we've gone through very tough times in the history, like having no right to vote. How can you do that?
Or record a podcast.
Exactly, or record a podcast. It means you have no say what is happening in the future, right? And all of us should have a say what is happening tomorrow, yeah? Definitely. I have some more questions. Raluca, are you ready?
Yes.
So, okay, how do you want to help other women then? How do you feel that what you do, what I do, but especially what you do, because you also run workshops for women, how are you helping women in general?
So my answer is actually related with the previous question, because what we are doing here at Her Protocol Project, with this podcast, with our workbooks, with our online sessions, with everything that we are going to do, I'm motivated to build this business with you, especially because I truly believe that, there's this quote, there's a special place in hell for women who are not supporting other women. So I want to create a safe space for women online and offline, where they can feel heard, valued, seen.
I know that I am new at that because I don't have any experience yet with giving a workshop as you do. Of course, we are planning to do this together. But you have done it for a long time now, and I'm sure you have some success stories. I was, to this day, focused on my own career. However, you have done some work for other women already. Like, I know we've worked together at FEM, but I'm just saying, you have some success stories. Can you share them with us? Because I'm sure there are certain things that you can share and encourage us to ask, right?
Yes, it is true that for the past 4 or 5 years, I have been empowering and inspiring other women to use their voices and to follow their dreams, because I didn't have this tribe, when I was 15 or 20 or even 25. And I missed that, Yes, I needed a support circle, and I didn't have one. And slowly, with everything that I have done with my website and my Instagram account and the networking events that I used to organize in Bucharest, in Romania, the workshops that I'm organizing here in Henalguasil, I managed to build this community, an online community, but also a real community in real life. And this is how I realized how important for us women is to have this support circle. And this is why I really wanted to grow a business with you, because I'm a team player. I don't want to build something on my own. I need women who can inspire me. This is how I work. I have my inner resources, but when I look at you, I know Anita did it, so I can do it. So let's do it together.
Yes, same here. Same here, Raluca. It's amazing. So you have, yes, you have done a lot of work already, and we were talking about creating this networking group, when just supporting the careers, the path of successful women, and maybe introducing some keynote speakers, women that have achieved success. And we want to inspire ladies that are thinking, should I do something, should I not do something, should I go after my dream? Exactly. So this is what you've been doing for some time now. Amazing, thank you. So I will jump into the motherhood topic now, because we have touched on it with the interview with me. So tell me, what is the definition of motherhood to you now? What are the good sides, the bad sides? What is something that you feel like your mother would have told you before you had a child? If you can share your experience, it would be amazing.
Well, tough one. Yes. Motherhood for me started with burnout and depression. Mm-hmm. And the first year with my daughter was awful, because she cried a lot, non-stop crying. And I was sleep deprived, and I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I know that this might sound awful, and well, it's not the case. It's not like I don't love my daughter, but I have always wanted to have this small part just for me, to work, to prove that, again, that I'm capable, that I can earn my own money. I have a great husband, and he's very supportive, but for me it's not enough, I need to provide for my family, So I think that it's quite challenging when being a mother, to find, I don't know if balance is the right term because I don't believe in balance. But a bit, let's say, a bit of balance between between being a woman and being a mother is. I think this is so hard, because the mom guilt is always there. The imposter syndrome for the woman is always there, and for so many times I'm feeling that I'm not enough. I'm not good enough as a mother, as a woman, as a professional, as a wife. And I also find very difficult to raise a child who, of course, will be an adult. And I want my daughter to be happy, but to also be a responsible adult. And to know that failure, for instance, because we are always talking about success and not so often about failure, And I want my daughter to understand that failure is normal in our lives. And I want to teach my daughter that resilience is so important. Yes, because this is the reality. Life is tough. Life is not easy. And I think that I struggle with wanting to be perfect, even if, in theory, I know that perfection doesn't exist. But, my mind is like, no, you have to do this. Even this podcast, it doesn't come very easily for me to record this podcast, even if I'm used with recording videos, with taking pictures, with all of this. This is not something new for me. But still, I'm thinking that I'm not good enough, that maybe, who am I to teach other women, about being powerful or empowered or a good mother, because I have so many days when I feel like I'm not a good mother. Mm-hmm. But I think that the most important thing about what we are doing here is exactly this, to allow women to have good days and bad days, to understand that we don't have to be perfect. We have to be real.
I think this is a very good point. And I think this is the principle, like a foundation of our project, right? I will mention it again because I've mentioned it in the interview that you were asking me questions too, is that who are we to preach?
Exactly.
But at the same time, all of us have stories and experiences and power. Like one person can change the world. Yes, everybody has that power, not only powerful men, right? Every woman has also a power to change the world. But we need to believe in ourselves. And I think this is the journey that we are trying to walk on. Just believe in yourself. Believe that you are enough as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, as a wife, and communicate to the world that women have bad days too.
Of course, and it's normal.
And it's normal. I want to go back to the idea, because we have begun the podcast saying what it means to be a woman in the modern world. So we touched on the idea of motherhood, and this is basically what we were trying to achieve here. And I want to ask, what message would you like to give to women who are raising young daughters now? Because mine is 18 years old. What message would you like to give to them? What sort of advice at the moment? And I think I would love to finish at that, because it's a wonderful message that we can share, and
I think that the most important message is that self-care is not selfish.
Yes.
Because my self-care journey began after I had Rita, and because I understood that I have this huge responsibility for another human being, and I want my daughter to see, because it's not enough to tell our daughters, self-care is important. They must see at home, every single day. I don't wear makeup, for instance, but I teach my daughter that these little moments when we take care of ourselves, no matter what that even means, I don't know. Some of us wear makeup, some of us wear dresses, some of us, have a haircut. Whatever that means for each woman is okay, is perfectly okay. But I think that self-care is very important, and asking for help is also an important lesson, and that we don't have to struggle to prove that much that we are worthy of having what we want to have in life. If we want success, it's okay. If we want to be a stay-at-home mother, it's okay. If we want to travel the world, it's okay. If we want to have one kid or two kids or whatever, everything is okay as long as we are able to make these choices for ourselves. So pretty much this is the message.
Thank you very much, Raluca. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was, yes, it was amazing to be here, to be able to record this podcast, and we're looking forward to our next one. We are learning as we go, so we'll have some guests coming in as well. So stay with us and subscribe and share your messages. We will put the email address below. You can give us some ideas for the podcasts and share your thoughts. We are here to listen. We are here to support every woman's journey, and we are building some incredible tools for the next year to do that. And we are very excited about it.
Yes. Yeah.
So thank you again. See you.
Bye.
Bye.